Namaskar.
Welcome to Upasana's virtual concert, Sublime Odissi. My name is Pal. I am the founder and director of Upasana, and since 2007, we have been offering open concerts in the Boston area, and also we have been conducting affordable instructions for the preservation and promotion of Odissi dance. Over the years, we have also worked on numerous collaborations with artists as well as creating new productions to enhance the experience of the audience. In such turbulent times, we decided to figure out a way to continue to create, promote, and bring to you the bliss of Odissi. And this evening, we are presenting our youth dancers who will be performing the Odissi repertoire. These are not easy times, and each moment we do remember that we are in the middle of a pandemic. Keeping the social distancing in mind, we have designed our concert to ensure safety of all our performers and crew. This concert is being streamed live from the Academy of Creative Arts in Burlington, which is a 18,000 square foot facility, allowing for distancing between our crew and dancers presently here in the location. And we have also tried to create a piece where we try to come together while being safely distanced. This program is supported in part by grants from several local cultural councils, including the Western Cultural Council, Wayland Cultural Council, Lincoln Cultural Council, Waltham Cultural Council, and Newton Cultural Council. These are local agencies which are supported by the Mass Cultural Council, a Massachusetts state agency. It is our immense and humble opportunity that has been bestowed upon us by these local cultural councils, and we are to be able to continue our art in such times. The original concert that was to have happened on this very date was modified for today's presentation. The original concert was supposed to be held at the Regis Center, Regis College in Weston, featuring a full-length Odissi repertoire with live music, musicians who were supposed to join us from India. We are truly grateful to the cultural councils for accepting our modifications and encouraging us to go ahead. At this point, I like to do a quick technical check with everybody on the other side who are joining us on YouTube as well as on Facebook. Please let us know through your comments if you're able to hear the audio and if you find the streaming to be comfortable. So do let us know through your comments so that we can check if there is anything, any adjustments that we need to do from our end. Thank you. We'd like to welcome you all who are joining us on Facebook and YouTube, and especially many of our friends and family and well-wishers in India, where it is very early in the morning, And also our friends in Europe, where it is the middle of the night, and they told me that they are trying to stay awake. We will make sure that those who are in India have a beautiful beginning to your day and your week. And for those in Europe, the night will be beautiful as well. And for all of us here in the United States, we are getting ready to immerse in the bliss and beauty of Odissi. This concert will be performed by three talented, committed young dancers, Medha Pal, Alisha Sanyal, and Ankita Bhatnagar. The Odissi repertoire features pieces that are sequenced in a way to savor various elements of the dance form and brings to life music, poetry, paintings, sculptures. This evening, we will present four full-length solos, one short excerpt, and a finale socially distanced by all three dancers. Odissi is a graceful style of Indian classical dance that originated in the ancient temple rituals of Eastern India. It brings to life sculptures and paintings and tells stories of love and devotion, while ultimately seeking to meditate and connect with the Supreme Divine. Mangalacharan marks the entrance of the dancer on stage in the Odissi style. The dancer invokes the blessings of the presiding deity, Lord Jagannath, the Lord of the universe, for an auspicious beginning. The dancer then offers salutations to Mother Earth, the teacher, and audience. It is followed by a prayer in praise of Lord Shiva. Shiva is the divine energy that is responsible for dissolution, so that there can be renewal and recreation. Shiva is also the great aesthetic abstaining from all forms of indulgence and pleasure, concentrating rather on meditation as a means to find perfect happiness. With all that is going on in our world today, we choose this to meditate on Shiva today, to think about re-emerging out of where we are today, and to remind us to meditate within us so we can emerge stronger. This prayer song is based on Shiva Panchakshari Sutra, composed by Adi Shankaracharya. Panchakshari is the holy chant to worship him and is made of 5 letters: Na, Ma, Shi, Va, Ya. In this popular shloka, each of these 5 letters is considered as him, and he is praised for his great qualities. The dance has been choreographed by Srimati Samyukta Panigrahi, the foremost exponent of Odissi dance, and has been taught to us by Srimati Nandini Ghoshal. I will now invite the performer, Medha Pal, to demonstrate the piece before performing. I offer my humble salutations to Lord Maheshwara, who wears a garland of serpents, who has a third eye, whose body is covered with ash, who is eternal, who is pure, who has the entire sky as his garment, and who is embodied as the first letter Na. He is embodied as Ma Karya, the letter Ma, whose body is anointed with holy waters from the river Ganges and sandalwood paste, who has Nandi, the holy bull, as his chieftain, who is adorned with innumerable divine flowers such as the Mandara. My salutations to the letter Sha, which is Shiva, who is like the resplendent sun for Gauri's lotus face, who is the destroyer of Daksha's sacrificial rituals, who is the blue-necked lord due to the poison which he agreed to consume. He is worshipped and praised too by great sages such as Vashishta and Gautama, whose three eyes are the sun, moon, and fire, who is embodied in Vakarya, the letter Va. My salutations to the letter Ya, which is Shiva, who is Yaksha incarnate, whose hair are long and massive, who holds the weapon in his hand. He has the entire sky as his attire, and who is embodied as the letter Ya. My salutations to him who is forever filled with peace. Presenting Mangalacharya, Nagendra Haraya by Medha. That truly transported us into a meditative mood, into where we can look within ourselves and re-emerge stronger. Indian classical dance requires years of rigorous training to be mastered. For Odissi, there are several intricate technical movements that requires a lot of rigorous practice as we train for years. The next piece is Badu, which is considered one of the most difficult pieces to perform, as it makes an important milestone in the traditional training path of an Odissi dancer. This is the first pure dance piece through which the student's body is trained and molded to perform the pure dance techniques perfectly and gracefully. The other significance of this dance is that it establishes an interrelationship between temple sculptural art and Odissi dance. This piece will be performed by Ankita Bhatnagar, who is presently arriving at Shrewsbury High School in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Ankita is a hard-working dancer who has been training for over 7 years. And while she enjoys multiple activities such as singing, playing different instruments, the dance has been one of her biggest passions. Although she has practiced different styles of dance, but has been focusing on Odissi. I will now invite Ankita to come on stage and demonstrate the beautiful postures from the Konarak Sun Temple. In this piece, you will observe sculptural poses taken directly from the innumerable dancing sculptures adorning the Konark Sun Temple of Orissa. The piece shows sculptures depicting Veena, which is the Indian string instrument, Venu or Basuri, the flute, Mardana, the drum, Manjira, the cymbals, Darpana, lady, looking at the mirror, and Arasa, lady in a languid mood. And now Ankita will bring these beautiful stone sculptures to life through butter. And that was how the Konark Sun Temple sculptures came to life here for all of us. Each time I visit the Konark Sun Temple, I'm a bit disappointed because I see the sculptures eroding over time. So we feel that it's very important for us to preserve these gorgeous postures through our dance form. And it was very beautifully presented by Ankita here. The next piece is Pallavi. The piece that we just experienced, Batu, and all the following choreographies are timeless choreographies of my Guruji, the late Padma Vibhushan Guru Kelucharan Mahapatra. It has been my immense privilege and blessing in this lifetime to have been trained under his direct tutelage and to continue to spread his work, which was his vision here in United States and beyond through Upasana. He was a prolific choreographer where he brought to life the sculptures, paintings, and philosophies in a delicate way. And his devotion for the divine ultimately could be demonstrated through each of them. I'm also extremely grateful to Srimati Nandini Ghoshal, who is presently mentoring me and who has very kindly and patiently been teaching me several of Guruji's pieces. Srimati Nandini Ghoshal is based in Kolkata and is an incredible Odissi dance artist, teacher, and choreographer. This piece will now be performed by Medha Pal. Medha is a rising junior at Wilmington High School and has been performing since she started walking because she's also my daughter and has been an intricate part of my career as an Odissi dancer, teacher, and choreographer. She has performed in various festivals all around the United States and also in Europe and India. Medha has recently started teaching and is now mentoring and inspiring a new young generation of dancers right here in the United States. Medha will perform a pure dance piece based on Rag Mohana. It is a Pallavi, which is a pure dance, which means elaboration, which is applicable not only to the dance but also to the music which accompanies it. Pallavi is woven with a series of lyrical movements, bringing out the elaborate charm and grace of Odissi. The choreography unfolds like a flowering tree coming to life through sculptural poses in tune with the raga. This particular Pallavi is based on Rag Mohana, and when I listen to the music, it transports me to Orissa, the land of pristine beaches and the waves that come and go all the time, and also the swaying palm trees. The music is very uplifting and is based on a 7-beat cycle, rhythmic cycle. The Tala is Tripata, presenting Mohana Pallavi by Medha. That was truly a breathtakingly beautiful Pallavi based on Rag Mohana. Incidentally, Medha was preparing for her professional debut as a dancer to be performed exactly on this stage. Well, she has actually been preparing from birth, but more so the past 2 years, where she started preparing a 2 hour long repertoire that was to be performed in collaboration with a team of esteemed musicians who were to join her from India. In February, she went to India just for a week to practice, rehearse with the musicians, to visit the Jagannath temple in Puri, and she went for inspiration to the Konarak Sun temple. She also attended intensive lessons with Srimati Nandini Ghoshal and also had the privilege of staying with her in her house, just like we do in the Guru Shishya Parampara. And then, as it emerged that this auspicious event was not to be held, understandably, it was a very difficult situation for her that was very much demotivating. At that time, I am being the difficult mother at times that I am. I told Medha that you have to learn an entirely fresh new repertoire to present on this stage that kept her engaged along with her friends that you see here through the lockdown period. She learned this new choreographies that you see in the past 2 months because the original repertoire that she had prepared, we believe and we hope and we know for sure that we will be presenting it to you when all of this is over, along with the live musicians who will join us from India. And that is our prayer today. This Mohana Pallavi is an immensely challenging physically and mentally for the dancer. I know for myself, because it requires an immense amount of endurance and stamina. However, it looked effortless when Medha was performing, and that tells me that Medha is ready to emerge out of my shadow and carve her own path as a Odissi dancer. In an Odissi repertoire, the next segment is Abhinaya or expressional dance. In Abhinaya, the dancer uses facial expressions and hand gestures to bring to life the essence of a story or a poem or a song. Today, it is my pride to present our next performer, Alisha, who will be performing Dasharata. I wanted to say a few words about Alisha before she comes on stage. Alisha is a rising high school junior based in New Hampshire. She has been training intensively in Odissi for over 9 years and has performed in numerous concerts over the past years. Alisha is also a competitive gymnast, artistic gymnast at Northern Lights Gymnastic, USAG Level 6. She is also a talented theatre actor and has been accepted into the boot camp scholarship program for musical theatre at Northern Stage, where she will train with professional directors to prepare for college theatre conservatory programs. Alisha has been attending classes for over 9 years here, and where our classes would be held primarily in Wilmington, where she would come, where each direction would be 2 hours drive for her. So that is the level of commitment that this dance requires, and that she demonstrates, as you will see in the following performance. Whenever the evil forces have endeavored to disturb peace on earth, the Lord has arrived as an avatar, the savior of mankind and the whole world. In this Abhinaya, the dancer describes each of the 10 avatars of Lord Vishnu through highly emotional interpretations. It is a dramatic composition, and the body language and facial expressions are used to emote or describe Lord Vishnu's presence upon earth in animal or human form, with the mission of preserving the world from the increasing evil. I will now invite Alisha to demonstrate the dance before she performs it. You've arrived as Matsya, the fish, to protect the Vedas, which have become immersed in the turbulent sea of devastation. As a divine tortoise, the great Mandara mountain rests upon your gigantic back as a pivot for churning the ocean of milk. You assume the form of a boar, lifting the earth which had merged in the ocean. It sits fixed upon the tip of your tusk like a spot upon the moon. As Narasimha, half man, half lion, the demon Hiranyakashipu was ripped apart by the wonderful pointed nails on your beautiful lotus hands. In the form of Vamana, the dwarf Brahman, by your massive steps, you humbled the evil king Bali. You have assumed the form of Parashurama, defeating the tyranny of the power-drunk Kshatriyas. You bathe the earth in the rivers of blood from the bodies of the demonic Kshatriyas that you have slain. In the form of Ramachandra, you destroy the 10-headed demon Ravana. As the powerful Balaram, you carry the plows and wear garments the color of a fresh blue rain cloud. As Buddha of compassionate heart, you decry the slaughtering of poor animals performed according to empty rituals. As Kalki, you will appear in a white horse like a comet carrying a terrifying sword for bringing about end to all evil. Presenting Dashavata by Alisha Sanyal. was the Dashavatars, 10 avatars of Lord Vishnu, presented by Alisha. And it is hard to believe that this is the first time I am seeing as her teacher, Alisha, perform that piece ever. And that brings so much to my mind because Alisha has been with the present situation. All my students have been learning remotely, and it's extremely difficult to teach dance where you are not present physically with your student. I have never imagined ever in my life that I would have to do this, but I am amazed by human ability to adapt, which all of you have in your respective fields and your lives. You're all doing things to make things happen and things that you haven't imagined that you would be able to do before. So, big round of applause for all of you for continuing to strive during such extremely difficult times. And coming back to Alisha, the Dashavatar is an extremely intricate, extremely complex concept. And please let us acknowledge that the dancers we are featuring today have been born and raised here in the United States, where the environment is entirely different from what it is when they grow up in India. I try my best to create an environment for them where they understand the depths, they understand the literature, and they're able to immerse into the dance and not approach it in a mechanical way. Because only then it is possible to do justice to such a art form. And it gives me immense satisfaction to see that emerge and unfold in Alisha, where she has been developing this concept entirely on her own. It is different for Medha Pal because she lives with me, and we have our deep conversations about dance, and she's physically with me. But for Alisha Sanyal, for her to develop the concept remotely, where I had very minimum interactions with her, was truly an immense achievement that we should all be immensely proud about. Alisha, also being a gymnast and a theatre artist, could bring out the intricacies of this choreography through the facial expressions of fear, anger, and it just took us a few lessons of understanding the Navarasa, the 9 human emotions, and she was instantly able to portray it in this dance. Next, we bring to you another Abhinaya, and the verses of both these pieces are from my very favorite epic, the Kirta Govindam, which is composed by Jayadeva. This particular Abhinaya has a different flavor, which is why we wanted to present to you today to depict how different Abhinayas or storytelling could be. This piece is about spring, and I will invite Medha to demonstrate the essence of the choreography. The tender clove creeper has entwined around the tree and sways in the gentle breeze. Swarms of honeybees intermingle, and birds sing in hidden cottages. When Krishna and Radha meet in this wondrous surrounding, they lovingly smear colors at each other in affection. Radha prepares the sandalwood paste and applies it on Krishna, which he playfully sprinkles on her face. And when she attempts to splash colors on Krishna, he playfully and mischievously snatches away her garment and embraces her. Their joyous love dance, together with the gopis, creates a blissfully enchanting scene, while those who are lonely grieve in separation of their loved ones. Presently, Lalita Lata Lavanga. That was Lalita Lavanga Lata Parishilana. That is actually an excerpt of the original choreography. Due to the nature of this concert, we have decided to limit the pieces and to show you pieces that are the relevant portions of the pieces so that we do not make it too lengthy because at the end of the day, all of us are having a lot more screen time than we normally do. So we want to make the most of your time by presenting adequately. Before we come to the finale of our show, I'd like to thank some key individuals and organizations who have made this dream possible for us. It really means a lot for us to be able to present our shows the way we have been doing since 2007. It really feels that we are back, we are breathing again. And I'd like to thank Java and Hetal Joshi of Academy of Creative Arts for giving me and Medha access to this beautiful studio for our rehearsals as we were trying to figure out what would be the best way, which locations, and how we can present this concert safely. We are truly grateful to the Academy of Creative Arts community and we encourage all of you to not give up and perhaps reach out to the Academy of Creative Arts if you want to bring your show, stream it live, stream safely from here. I'd like to thank all the local cultural councils for their continued support for Upasana to make this concert possible. I also like to thank the amazing technical team here, led by the technical director Shubhi Chaudhary and his beautiful family, Shoma Chaudhary, Shonjita and Srishti. The best way to do this, we felt, to have the team from the same family come and join us here. I'm also grateful to Thomas Veazey for assisting in the technical details for today. And also, I like to mention and express my gratitude to Mr. Debatul Vishash for his tech guidance support. From the Upasana family, we had two very important members who were by our side today, Hema Gopalan and Tanuja Paneti. We had Taranome Creations come and decorate the backdrop on a last moment notice, and we are truly grateful for them. I like to thank the Bhatnagar family from Shrewsbury and the Sanyal family from Hanover, New Hampshire for your support, trust, and for your encouragement, and for allowing to consider and bring your daughters to train in this very intricate dance form. The classical dance form requires the support because it takes years to train. It is not something that is for entertainment. It is to delve deeper in yourself. It is something that enriches, that takes time, that takes patience. And I'm truly grateful to the Upasana community, the parents and students for supporting us. I like to mention and acknowledge support of my husband, Medha's dad, Mr. Shumit Pal, for his unconditional support. Medha and I spent countless hours dancing, teaching, and preparing. And it's not easy to be in a house with dancers and allow them to do that, especially when you're in a lockdown. So thank you so much for your support that you silently provide to us and allow us to blossom. I like to mention the musicians in India who've been working with us for the past 2 years to bring a professionally produced show that would be several new choreographies. They have been working with me and Medha tirelessly, rehearsing remotely and also in India. However, we have to wait to bring that show to you here. I like to mention my gratitude to Shri Devashish Sarkar, Uttam Mundal, and Jayanta Banerjee. I promise you we will bring you here. And in the meanwhile, we will do a concert where we can remotely work with you and bring your art form, collaborate with you from where you are in presently. I like to thank Dr. Satish Malik of New Jersey, who's our patron and supporter and always by our side in all the projects that we do. I like to thank each and every one of you who are watching this video at home and giving us your precious time and attention. I may have missed anybody, but I'm very grateful, very happy today that we are able to produce this show and present Sublime Odissi and immerse very deep into the bliss of Odissi. We will now make certain changes in the space so that we can now accommodate 3 dancers. And while I describe the pieces, I request the volunteers to come on stage and prepare the space for the next piece. As you see, Odissi is a synthesis of beauty, grace, rhythm, melody, spirituality, and devotion. It provides a feast for the eyes, music for the ears, and succor for the soul. As this dance is an effort to come closer to the Supreme Divine and experience true bliss. Moksha is the concluding item of an Odissi repertoire. This is a fast-paced dance of ecstasy and joy. The dance moves from quick syllables to reach a climax when the dancer pays the final obeisance. Moksha parallels the concept of liberation of the soul. The dancer attempts to attain salvation in the ultimate surrender to God through dance. This piece will be performed by all 3 dancers, and we have marked the space so that we have safe distance between them. It is immensely difficult to do where the dancers actually use the dances choreographed in such a way where they are supposed to spread out and use this space. But we are now restricting them in a certain spot. It requires a lot of control and determination. But that is what is the need of the time. And I know that all of us are doing it in so many ways where we are restricted and we are controlling ourselves. We are modifying our lifestyles so that we are all safe. Through our dance, we now reach a point where there is only joy and nothing matters, presenting moksha. Without the performing arts, without arts in our life, think of the word earth. There's not much in it, just the E and the H. The performing arts today is in a dire state. Auditoriums are empty, concerts are cancelled, artists are jobless. In such times, makes us immensely happy that we were able to accomplish what we did today with the support of all of you, right here in the studio and on the other side of the screen. And to Supreme Divine, we offer our respects. The Indian classical dance and all Indian classical art forms have withstood the test of time for thousands of years maestros, students continue to learn, practice, perform, and we will all endure and emerge. Meanwhile, our Gen X dancers here in Upasana will continue to keep the tradition alive. Gen Z dancer, as Medha corrects me. And as demonstrated in the piece that we just saw, which had no involvement of me as the director, it was completely a production that we put together. The last piece, we collaborated, planned, and worked remotely and presented the piece. So that is how a new generation continues to keep traditions alive in spite of all odds. And we will always meet you by our side as we keep going on the journey. Thank you. Namaskar.